So this lovely lady right here is Cubophis cantharigus, or the Cuban racer, which, come on, get your head over. No. Dick, go on. I'm going to try. Can I just encourage you to tilt your head over? Slightly. Can you come this way? Don't panic though. For the love of God, don't panic. Go on. She panicked. Yeah, as you can tell, it's a very fast snake. This is a Cuban racer, Cubophis cantharigus, and as you may have guessed, it comes from Cuba. Very handsome looking animal, isn't it? This is actually a rescue, because this animal naturally feeds on amphibians and reptiles, so like lizards, snakes, frogs. That's pretty much its diet in the wild. And the guy had it beforehand, trying to feed on rodents. He had it for 6 months. And after 6 months of starving, which for this animal is quite a long time, for something, you sort of see a bit of its spine there, still. For something like a royal python, as long as it's not losing weight, if it's losing weight in 6 months of not feeding, there's something else going on, like parasites or heat stress, something like that. But they've got a much slower metabolism than an animal like this, so 6 months is nothing. As long as it's not losing weight, because then there's something else going on. For example, put things in perspective, this animal in the wild would feed about once a week in the wild. In the wild, a royal python would feed about 8 times a year. So, this whole once a week feeding a royal python, it's unnecessary. It's actually quite unhealthy for your animal. That came about because breeders want them to put on size as soon as possible, because reptiles breed based off size, not age. So the more you feed it, the faster it grows. The sooner it's ready to breed, the sooner it can make you money. And to justify it, they kind of make it into, this is what your animal needs, and this whole cultural, and kind of the culture in the reptile hobby is we feed this thing once a week as a baby, and then once every 2 weeks as an adult, which, again, it's way too much for these animals. But for this animal, yeah, it needs quite regular-ish feeding. So you can see a spine along there down the middle. But yes, so 6 months of not feeding. In the end, the guy was like, mate, can you just take this animal? It's going to die otherwise. And I was like, fine, I'll take it. Didn't really want it, but I was like, okay, I'll do it for it. Because this animal's actually quite rare in the pet trade. In the wild, it's very common in Cuba, but in the pet trade, it's a very rare animal. So it's feeding, but it'll feed, and these are on really small meals, really small meals. It'll feed, and then it'll partially regurgitate after a day or two. I've wormed it, but it's in a smaller cage, because that's the full size of the cage right there, to give you an idea. She's in a small cage right now, so I'm keeping an eye on her, because with this stuff I can remove all of it if needed to pull her out and easily catch her for worming. It's a very fast animal. Like what you saw earlier, it was going at 0 speed. It was really slow for what it can do. But here I can keep an eye on it. If it's regurgitated, I know it's regurgitated. I can check out what it's regurgitated, how much it's digested. I can check out if it's on a poo, if there's anything in the poo like parasites, etc. And she has put on some weight since I've had her, but she's still, I need to keep an eye on her pretty much, is what it comes down to. But yeah, very cool animal. So still got some work left with her, so hopefully she does well. But then once I'm happy that she's recovered, then I will put in a much larger enclosure, because in my opinion, for her, because of how active this animal is, it's too small. Because the whole thing of snakes not liking space, that's a load of rubbish. Snakes like to have tight places to hide. It doesn't mean they want to live in that place the whole entire time. So for example, royal pythons, you dump it in a big 6x4x4 foot cage with one hiding water dish, yeah, it's going to hide all the time. It's going to be stressed out. It's not going to eat because it's too exposed. You put several tight hides in that 6x4x4, and then obviously the water dish, and then you also have a good substrate, deep leaf litter, and you have loads of branches and plants, and it's going to love it. It's going to climb all over the place. It's going to use that space. They're actually very active animals, so the whole them not wanting to use space is a load of rubbish, to be honest. Again, it's just defying rack systems. That's what it comes down to, unfortunately. But yeah, so keep you guys posted on how she does. But she's doing quite well so far, I think, in comparison to how she was, at least.